knew that order Abacha, I was taken to, as I said, Colonel Maker, I was detained underground cell where you don't have light. They even put water inside that cell. And they bring you out once, quote, to go and eat. And it will take you some minutes before you can see. So people are paid their price. And I'm saying, if he had announced the result, well, I mean, I don't know what would have happened to him, but obviously he will not get a kiss.
I don't know whether or not you've read the account of IBB in his book. And perhaps there are those who say Nwosu was vindicated because the ownership that IBB took about the annulment and the manner in which the election went, a lot of people felt, look, Nwosu was vindicated in that account. And again, the account of Professor Nwosu also, there are those who will say it was clear in the environment and the circumstance. Even with the IBB's account, do you feel that some sense of clarity came?
No, the point I'm making is that because he did not complete the exercise, he had all the result in. All you need to say is that, based on this number, I, Professor Nwosu, in accordance with the resolution of the law, hereby declare Abiola as the winner of the election. Whatever the military choose to do later, they can still overthrow Abiola as they did to previous elected governments. Or that body will be on their head. But you see that nobody was able to say the winner of the election. Sometimes, some section of the media will say the presumed winner. Others will say the widely believed as the winner. Those for me are the issues.
And that was even the contention, don't forget.
Pardon?
The contention about Abiola and how he became someone that is now was wanted. If you remember what happened right in Lagos, when he declared by himself that he won the election, he then got into trouble with the military junta.
That is the point I'm making. Now, I was one of those, because we wanted to go on strike. Some other people wanted us to negotiate, etc. So we went to meet the then, now late head of state, General Abacha, and said, what is Abiola's offense? It's bad enough to have denied him the fruit of his election. But to now further put him in prison is taking the provocation too far. And General Abacha's report was simple. As far as he knows, Abiola was never declared the winner of the election. But Abiola went to somewhere in Lagos and proclaimed himself. And proclaimed himself as the winner. That for him is treason, according to Abacha. And once he has proclaimed himself as the winner and therefore president, then for him that was the limit. So he had to put him away. Then he asked me, can you now just wake up tomorrow and say you are now the president of NLC? Because that time I was the president, I was deputy president. So Adam, will you go and declare yourself president of NLC for whatever reason you have, and your president, Pascal Bafia, will just be watching? I can't be here and somebody says he's president. Who elected him? And he said, oh, Abiola has to do an apology. Apology for something that he won. But you see, this was convenient for General Abacha to say, if Nwosu had said, Professor Nwosu had declared Abiola won the election, then he would be able to, Abiola would have needed to go to say, I am the winner.
For someone like you,
declared,
who was a witness, you were a character, you were enlisted in those who are in the front line, in that struggle at the time. Do you find the admission of General Babangida and some of the apologies, perhaps, that MKO that he has given in his book and on that book launch, tenable?
Well, these are issues I would rather prefer not to discuss, because at the end of the day, unfortunately, Abiola died for the very fact that Nigerians wanted him to lead them and resolved that he should lead them. Anybody who play a role in it, including General Babangida, I've said so in some other interviews, that. And even in another meeting where we went to meeting, we told him, have you organized election up to the presidency? Why would you just do the next step of declaring the winner? Or allow the next people to declare the winner, complete the story? So, well, for believers, you apologize for two things. You apologize and make amends where it is possible so to do. In this case, his apology was not enough to bring Abiola back to life. And even more painful is that Abiola died in this process. If Abiola was still alive, but merely was denied the right to govern, it would not be as painful as it is that the man died pursuing a mandate. He had to, now my pain is this, he had to proclaim himself as a winner, which Nwosu was going to do. If Abiola can have the courage, Abiola was not a militant. He was not a militant. He wasn't a professor of political science. He was basically a businessman. But he had enough courage to say, I won this election. Somebody else who has a background of political science and all that, in my opinion, my humble opinion, ought to be able to do even better than that. Now, in the end, they detained Abiola. They didn't shoot him. And the basis, as I said, is that Abacha claim, of course, everybody knows better than that. Abiola declared himself. So Nwosu had declared him. In my opinion, heaven will not fall. What might happen at best, is that they detain him.
Actually, there was a Gubadea.
And how do you now detain him? Because he has followed the law enacted by the military. And I see himself acknowledged in one interview I watched that the military was divided. Okay, if it was divided, take advantage of the division and proclaim. But I say, let's not focus. I don't believe that when you fail to complete an assignment and sign off, you have written a beautiful letter, but it has no weight unless you sign, and you decline to sign it. And there's somebody telling me that the letter is so beautifully worded, it was so nice, choice of word, everything beautiful, but unsigned. What is the value? Now, as for Babagida's confession, I think he just, in my opinion, I'm a Catholic. The Bible tells us that whatever sin you commit, if you admit to the sin and pray for forgiveness, that maybe God might forgive you. I think it is perhaps in this sense that former President Babangida made that disclosure, But it's now in the hands of God whether he accepts his apology, because Abiola is not here to say, I accept your apology. He's gone. So it's a matter of now for the ultimate judge to decide, which is God.
We're going to break.
It's not for me to evaluate whether he's this. If Abiola was alive, he would be better placed to say, I accept the apology. But Abiola is dead. Death arising from an action. He claimed life. That is the most precious. The Bible tells us that nobody has a right to take life. Abiola's life was taken. Again, in a very controversial manner. Senator, I cannot speak for Abiola because I don't think anybody can speak for him. When you apologize to me, although it was not just an injury to Abiola, it was an injury to the Nigeria people. There was a lead story in Punch newspaper where I said at that time that it's unacceptable for the then president, Babangida as he then was, and Professor Nwosu's neck to fool 18 million Nigerians who queue to vote peacefully across the country. I had courage to say that. I don't have any bodyguard. I don't have any evil dog in my house. But I said that. Because I asked myself, what will happen